Hey everyone, welcome back to the Introvert Circus. So I know I just recorded a video and you'll see it on my channel, but I wanted to make another video and I didn't want to connect them because that felt really inappropriate and disrespectful. And I just wanted to acknowledge the huge loss that's happened in dog YouTube and certainly in service dog YouTube this week with the passing of the YouTuber Chronically Jaquie. I didn't know her beyond that I watched her videos. We certainly weren't friends, but her videos made a huge impact on me. She was, without a doubt, one of my favorite dog YouTubers. And I've made videos before talking about my critique of some of what feels like the prevalence of service dog YouTubers pushing their dogs, particularly like service dogs in trainings, or dogs who are clearly struggling. Maybe they're not in training, but pushing them to go to theme parks or into malls or places where the dogs really aren't ready. Dogs are displaying huge stress signals. They're putting prong collars and e-collars on dogs, and I have a huge critique of anybody using prong collars and e-collars in general. I think that, pain-based training methods are effective. They work. I'm not going to lie. They absolutely work. I was raised in dogs from a balanced training perspective. I know it works, but what it doesn't work for is the long-term and the long-term consequences and the relationship that you have with your dog being, Charlotte, being damaged by those methods are real. So this is a tangent that isn't related, but I have had a lot of critiques of service dog YouTube because I think that a lot of the handlers are really desperate to have a working service dog, and I understand that. My service dog is retired. He's now 17 years, he'll be 17 years old this summer. He is retired. It's very likely that my next puppy will be a service dog prospect. Just looking at the way that my disabilities shift and change over time. That's what the conversations that I'm having. But I didn't want to make a video, start making videos again and not address the passing of Chronically Jaquie because I loved her channel. She was, and this is where I was going before I got sidetracked, her channel was, I think, one of the few big service dog channels that I saw that had such a different feel to it. She was so amazing in terms of her positivity in general, but about her dog and about dogs in general, and being open about the pros and the cons and the challenges of having a working service dog. And even though, her medical situation was very different than mine, very different medical needs and realities, I so appreciated all of her content. And it doesn't hurt that we're both Disney obsessed. I loved her Disney content. Whether they were at the parks or just in general. I'm a total Disney nut. And, my absolute, heartfelt condolences to Harlow and to Judd. I really just enjoyed watching her family. Something else I appreciated about her YouTube channel was that she was, while very young in the bigger scheme of things, particularly thinking about her having passed, but she was an older YouTuber. She was, I don't know how old she was. I'll be 35 this month. She was about my age. She, had a partner and a family, and they were just buying their first house. My partner and I bought our house a couple of months ago, and I just appreciated content that felt really relatable to where I am in my life versus so many of the other service dog handlers I see online that I just don't relate to in the same way, beyond a very, very, very big difference in training philosophies, just in terms of lifestyles. And I don't know the specifics of how she trained, but certainly everything I saw on the Chronically Jaquie channel seemed to be coming from a positive reinforcement-based training philosophy, not putting Harlow into situations she wasn't ready for, being really clear in all of her education, about what it takes to be a working service dog. And I just appreciated her content so much. And when I saw the news that she had passed, I was just shocked, and really sad, even though she wasn't somebody that I knew personally. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about YouTube, the capacity to connect to other people who we might not meet in any other way, or might not know, and have very different lived experiences, but share some common passions or common experiences, in this instance being dogs and service dogs. And it was just, it's really sad to think that she passed. I have YouTube on in the background all day long while I'm writing. I'm a full-time writer. I write mostly about dogs, but about other things for magazines and books and things. And YouTube is my background noise. It's what I have on in the background. And her channel, I absolutely have been following for a long time, but everything she was going through, most recently in their house buying experience and everything, I was following so eagerly. I was so excited for her, even though she's someone I've never known. It's what YouTube does, right? It brings us into each other's lives, and I'm really grateful for all of the educational work that she did, and all of the attention that she put towards the service dog community. And I think that all of us are better for that work that she did and the awareness she raised. So that's all I wanted to say, I guess. I just wanted to address, that she had passed. And I know that a lot of people in various, online communities, separate from her, people that were, her close friends and family, lots of people, in the YouTube sphere are really grieving this loss, and it came as a huge shock, I think, to all of us. And so I just wanted to leave with that and to say, regardless of the differences we might have in terms of why we work with service dogs, what our own health conditions look like, what our training philosophies are, what breeds of dogs or mixed breeds of dogs we use, whether we, work with, purebred dogs or mixed breed dogs or rescues, or purpose bred dogs, regardless of any of that, regardless of whether or not we're positive reinforcement based trainers or we are balanced trainers or whatever, right? This is a time that I just want to send out solidarity to others who are grieving and having a hard time, because it is a tremendous loss. And even if we disagree on everything from how to teach a sit to, whether or not service dogs should work on e-collars, regardless, of how different our opinions might be, that I just want to say that I'm sorry for the collective loss to the community, because I think it's being felt by a lot of people. And I just want to say that. And again, my huge condolences to Jed and to Harlow. I can't even imagine what they're going through right now. So that's what I wanted to say. Take care of yourself and your dogs. Bye.